Well, I'm so excited for this event today. Thank you for hopping on and watching our event on how to use your focus to build the life of your dreams. I'm going to quickly introduce myself. I'm Rosianne Owen, and then I'll introduce how I met Sherilyn and then turn the time over to her. So I'm originally from North Ogden, Utah. Been married for 15 years almost, and I met my husband at Weber State. And I've been a part of Mary Kay now for 11 years. Prior to Mary Kay, I had just graduated with my degree in piano pedagogy and was teaching full-time in the afternoons. I had 40 students, absolutely loved working with them. And I found myself, hey Seiko, I found myself really kind of bored in the morning when I wasn't working. And so I started reading a lot of books and came across Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. And that book changed my life because although we didn't have debt, we didn't have any savings. And so each month I felt like a hamster on a wheel. And so I don't know if you've ever felt like that before, where you just feel like you're not making any progress. And even though we were young, we had only been married for a few years, I wanted to start saving up for emergencies, starting to prepare for retirement, so that we were just ready when that time of our life came. And so that book taught me, if you want something different, you need to do something different. And that was just a real big eye-opener. So I started looking for a part-time job. At the same time, I got invited. I was referred to a Mary Kay facial. I had never really heard of Mary Kay. I had heard of it, but I had never experienced it. So I went just to help the lady out with her contest, and her name is Sherilyn, and you'll get to meet her here soon. And I couldn't believe how soft my face felt at that facial. It was like I took good care of my skin before, but I had never tried Mary Kay's products. And at the very end of the facial, she handed me, as I was walking out the door, a paper, a little about Mary Kay, like the business opportunity. And I was polite and I took it, but as soon as I got home, I threw it away. And you might think that's crazy because I was looking for a part-time job, but I didn't wear much makeup. I wasn't a very outgoing person. I'm more introverted naturally. And then I really didn't want to sell anything. That sounded very foreign. And then finally, just to be honest with you, I didn't want to work with women because I thought that would be a lot of drama, a lot of gossip, and that just is not me. And I just thought working with women can typically be like that. And so I just threw it away. But luckily she did follow up. And about a week later, I watched a video about a woman's experience in Mary Kay. And she lived fairly local to me in Salt Lake. And I was blown away about what was possible in this company. And I couldn't believe that I was actually interested in joining because, you could earn free cars, the flexibility. It just looked like it worked out exactly how I wanted. And so I showed it to my husband because sometimes we use them as a scapegoat. And I was hoping he'd say, no, you don't need to try it. And he actually said yes. And so later on, he shared with me, he could see I needed something positive because although I had all this free time in the morning, I was also struggling with infertility at the time. And I just month after month, when we found out we weren't pregnant, I just became more and more sad and just kind of frustrated. And so he's like, you just need to get your mind off that and focus on something else. And that's one of the reasons he said yes to me joining Mary Kay. And then he was really impressed with Sherilyn when he met her and saw her experience in this company and how professional she is. He was like, I felt really comfortable with you and, being her being your coach. So that's a little bit how I met Sherilyn. I joined Mary Kay with her 11 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. She's been such a great mentor and helped us earn 5 cars. That's been such a huge financial blessing for our family. She's supported me at my comfort level, which I took it pretty slow the first couple of years. And then as I had more of a desire to provide more for my family, I just kind of stepped into that role, and she's been an incredible coach. And I'll turn the time over to her shortly, but one of the greatest blessings, and I joined for the extra income, and which is super nice. I love paying for family vacations and traveling and having stuff like that not come out of my husband's budget, but for me to provide for that and to have that fulfillment and empowerment. And that brings confidence. And that's my absolute number one favorite thing from this opportunity is the confidence that I've gained, the time management that I've learned, the money management management and the emotional management, which I hope trickles down to my children and they can learn and be a better person themselves because I'm being a better version of myself. So I'm so grateful for Mary Kay. I just wanted to share a little about myself and how I met Sherilyn. So we'll turn the time over to her. She is my senior sales director, my very good friend.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Rosianne. And, Rosianne says she's blessed for having met me, but she's blessed me 10 times over. It's so wonderful to pick who you work with. When you are willing to be an entrepreneur, you can pick your own team, pick the people that you work with. And I can hear a little bit of feedback, so I'm just going to mute that out there. So, Rosianne, I love you. Thank you for doing this journey with me and always making me want to be a better person. So like Rosianne said, my name is Sherilyn Arnold, and I have been pursuing a Mary Kay business for 27 years. 27 years. So I started when I was 25. So now you can do the math, and I've just given away my age there if you're a good mathematician. But when COVID hit, and we just had to really focus on overcoming challenges, growing, doing things differently, I have radically changed the way that I've been doing my business. My business is very successful, and it has kind of been on autopilot because my group is so large, and that's kind of where I was. And I just thought, what I really want to do is give back. I want to be a woman who helps women. And when I told Rosianne about this event that I was doing, she asked me if she could be a part of it because that's what we're all about. And it doesn't matter to us if you want to start a Mary Kay business. We just feel like we have information, we have knowledge, we have life experience that we need to put out there, that we need to share with everyone. And yes, at the end of our event today on using focus to attain the life of your dreams, I will show you how Mary Kay can help you do that. But regardless, thank you for showing up, and kudos to you for taking a little bit of time out of your Saturday for some self-improvement amongst great women. So welcome, everyone. All right, so let's get down to business. So focus. This is what I think focus stands for. I think focus stands for follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. And it isn't difficult to focus on one thing or one winning habit or one winning routine, is it? It isn't. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I've implemented that in my life and how you can too. And hey, I don't feel like I've arrived. There are still dreams and things and plans that I want to put into place as well. But I'm hoping to lift you to the place where I am, and together we will go up. So first thing, ladies, get your paper and pen, because first thing is, if you want to build the life of your dreams, you have to have a bag. BAHG. You have to have a bag. You tell I love acronyms. Okay, so your bag is your big, audacious, hairy goal. Big, audacious, hairy goal. I'm going to be looking over here to, I think, the left of your screen because I have notes to keep me on track. I'm way too talkative otherwise. I definitely have the gift of gab. Okay, so I've got to follow an outline so we don't stay here all day. So your big, audacious, hairy goal. How do you know that it's right? Okay, it's got to be ambitious, lofty. It has to inspire others that hear it. Like, it has to make people go, oh, wow. It has to inspire them to want to rally around you and help you, because when you are going through this thing called life, you need people, other people, to help you build your dream. This is not a one woman or one man or one person show, this life. And so nobody wants to follow a parked car, and nobody can help you if you're not sure where you're going. So that dream should make you feel a little bit sick to your stomach because it is so ambitious, but it has to be attainable. So, you can't say next year I want to become a unicorn like kids do, because that's not an attainable goal. I'm a 51-year-old woman, and I will not be playing pro women's basketball next year. That's not attainable. But other than those types of goals, there are very few things that can't be a big, audacious, hairy goal. Okay, when you have the right goal, you will know, because I want to read this, what I wrote, because it will draw enough inspiration out of you that you no longer have to rely on sheer willpower and discipline. Okay, there is no willpower and discipline necessary when you are adequately inspired. Willpower and discipline are focusing on things that you can't do, or things that you should do or should not do. It focuses on the negative aspect of getting you where you want to go. And no one can last long term with that kind of focus. It's why people who go on diets and they will lose weight temporarily because I can't have bread and I can't have sugar and I can't have this and I shouldn't do that and I'm not going to do this. And it's a bunch of denying themselves. And when that's your focus, they will lose weight momentarily and they always put it back on. Hey, and I'm saying they because it's too painful for us to say we've done that, right? So speaking for a friend, okay, so you need to be adequately inspired, which means your goal needs to be inspirational. I will share a couple of stories at the end on how I have done this. It should excite you, and it should excite you so much that it's going to excite you over a long period of time, not just in the short term. It should improve your life dramatically, or it should be an experience of a lifetime, or it should bring you immense joy. Immense joy. Can I say that again? It should improve your life dramatically. It should be the experience of a lifetime, or it should bring you immense joy. That's how you know when you have picked an adequate, big, audacious, hairy goal. Hey, if you only did one thing today and figured that out, you would change the trajectory of your whole life overnight. I'm going to show you why. And ladies, do not play it safe. Don't play it safe. There's nothing safe about a big, audacious, hairy goal. Playing safe is playing in your comfort zone. You already have everything that's within your comfort zone. All the things that you don't have, they are outside of your comfort zone in the unsafe zone. All right, so no playing it safe. Okay, now, your goal must be clearly defined with a deadline and the details on working it out. So I did ask a question in this group. I asked a question last week of, if time and money were of no importance, like no issue to you. Of course they're important, but if they were no issue, what would you do? And this is where we saw your big, audacious, hairy goals. You shared them. Way to go. You verbalized them. You wrote them out. You put them out to other people. Way to go. And then did you see me give you a little bit of free coaching where I asked you questions so that I could put you along the path, because I just can't help it. I cannot help but coach and help other people. It's the kind of person I am. So I had you clearly defining it, deadlines, the cost, making it more specific. I started to lead you along that path. Go back and look at our conversation. And why don't you finish asking yourself all the questions that you would need as if this thing were going to be brought to pass tomorrow. Thank you, Catherine. I just have to put sweet comments up. Thank you, Catherine. All right, so the goal clearly defined with a deadline, the details worked out as if you had the time and means right now, as if the $50,000, $5,000, $4,000 that you needed, or as if the time that you needed had dropped into your lap today, and you're like, oh man, I gotta I've got this $30,000. I gotta plan this vacation. It doesn't take $30,000. You can go to Europe for $5,000 for 9 days with 2 people and have a blast. I've done it. But, maybe you're going to remodel your kitchen or whatever it was. I'm thinking of all the things that you guys said in there. A lot of it was travel. So why don't you start planning it as if you had the money instead of the other way around? Because ladies, the other way around ain't working. I just said ain't to be funny, by the way. I am educated. But the other way around is not working. How long have you been meaning to, talking about, wishing for, thinking of, dreaming about having that extra time and money drop in your lap? Okay, let's try something different to get a different result. Let's start planning it as if we did have the time and money. And I promise you, with that kind of focus to that kind of detail and those deadlines and the exact thing you want, this may sound crazy, but for a woman who's been doing this for 27 years, not crazy at all. You will bring that thing to you. You will bring that thing to you. You will also bring the means and ways for that thing to come to pass. Case in point, me praying for leaders in my organization who I could rub shoulders with, who would bless my life and I could bless theirs. I could help them attain a dream, and they in turn would help me attain mine. And into my kitchen walks Rosianne Owen. But I visualized it. I thought about it. I planned for it. And then I invited her when she came to be a part of my life. But if you believe in God, we'll say God orchestrated what I planned for and asked for. If you believe in the universe, you can say that the universe, I put it out to the universe and the universe orchestrated it and brought it to me. You have to put it out first. Guys, no one is giving away free money or free time or free help. No one. You have to plan for it, orchestrate it, and watch for the way that you need to go and get it. All right. So, and shoot, that was part of my later, I'm getting off track now. Let me come back to the page. So another thing is let's say this goal is 2 years out. You're going to travel to Ireland. Let's pick my goal because that's mine. I'm traveling to Ireland in a year. We had to cancel all of us here had to cancel all of our travel plans. Did we not? For anywhere overseas, really, even to other states. It's just been recently we could even leave the states we live in. So we know all of our travel plans got, put on hold last year. So I didn't go to the Amalfi Coast and the Greek Isles tour, and I had paid for the entire thing, and it all was refunded back to me. So next year, we are going to Ireland. Am I going to worry about whether Ireland is going to be open next year? I can't control that. And I will not stop dreaming about what I want and put my dreams on hold out of the fear that maybe it won't work out. How much better off will I be if I dream and plan and get the money together for this trip to Ireland? And if the borders are still closed, will I be sad that I amassed, $10,000 to take me, my daughter, my son-in-law, my husband to Ireland? No, I won't. Trust me, I will find something awesome and amazing to do with that money. That's called pivoting. So go forward and don't say, what if? That is living in the future in an anxious state. Yes, we want to live in the future as far as dreaming, but living in the future in an anxious state is just a dream killer. Trust that it will all work out to your benefit, And it will. And it will. I promise you. I promise you. So to keep yourself motivated, because 12 months for me is a long time out. So can you guys hear all of the yard care going on outside this window that one of my kids opened up last night? Can you hear it? Is it loud? Should I just keep going, or should I like get up and go close the windows? Just keep going. Okay. Let me whistle really quick. I actually have an injured knee, which I wasn't going to mention because it's super easy just to sit and work with an injured knee. But if I have to get up and go close the window, you're going to first of all see my yoga pants that don't match my cute top. And then you're going to see me hobbling over there and hobbling back. So we will see if we can get one of the kids to come up and close the window. All right. So if you can't hear it, I'm just going to keep going. Okay, welcome to Saturday mornings, right, at the Arnold's house. So set your milestones into shorter bite-sized pieces, or it's going to be hard to hang on to this dream and to this focus for 12 months, 24 months, like however long you're setting it out. Make yourself little milestones. So for me, it will be monthly milestones. I actually took the year and I broke down what I am going to need to get to Ireland into monthly pieces. So I only have to worry about that month. If I fall short, that's okay. I'll take what I fell short and I'll just spread it over the next 11 months. And if I have extra, then I can be like, it's okay that I fell short because, I had extra from last month. So bite-sized goals, like how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? Inch by inch, it's a cinch, because yard by yard, it is hard. All right, so break your goal down even further into a daily routine. What am I going to have to do each day to be able to complete my monthly milestones, which will get me this amazing, big, audacious, hairy goal? All right, so what am I going to have to do daily? You need to understand that. And that, my friends, is your one thing. That is your one thing. That is your one routine, your one thing that if the entire day falls apart, you at least just do that one thing. So you are latched firmly on your dream. It is a place of happiness. Can I tell you, a place of happiness? Many, many things can go wrong. But if your dream is secure in your mind, you have switched a switch. You have entered a place in your mind of living in utter hope and happiness by doing that one thing. And I will explain kind of what that looks like if I have time. All right. So I'm doing fine though. I'm doing fine now. This is the part I love. Make that daily thing a game. Make it a game. All right. So case in point, guys, people that have to work in like refrigerated freezers, for a living, fridges and freezers, there are laws now that they have to, like every 30 minutes, they have to be given like a 5-minute break to like drink something warm, get warmed back up, and then they go back to their refrigerated blah, 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 blah. Okay, but how many of us go skiing all day in less cumbersome clothing than they're wearing? Even night skiing where there's no sun. Okay, I used to love that in college because it was cheap, right? But I used to love it. How many of us will be outside in the cold for hours if it's a vacation, right? So it's like the same thing, but because one is viewed as work, it's distasteful, whereas one is viewed as fun, then we're highly motivated to do it. And people spend more time planning their vacations than they do their lives, because we have made our lives so mundane. And we are focusing on what we lack and what we don't have and what we need, rather than what we want, what we're going for, what we're going to get, what we hope and believe we will bring to pass. So make your daily routine a game with a reward. You will never miss it. You will jump out of bed to get this thing done to get your reward. Just don't make the reward food, guys. Don't reward yourself with food because you'll destroy your health. And then if you don't have your health, you can enjoy nothing, no dream, no dream if you destroy your health. Okay, so reward yourself with something else, that you can read a book for a little bit, that you can go for a walk alone, that you can play a video game or a game on your phone, or you can do the creative thing you like doing. If you like making jewelry, or you like writing children's books, or you like music, you could reward yourself with some time just for you. Bubble bath. Did I say that? Anyway, yeah. So make it a game with a reward daily. It's all tied in together. Leave time for it, and you'll never miss it. You'll never miss it. And all you need is that one winning routine that you focus on to achieve your monthly milestones to get anything you want. If you came in a little bit late, remember we said the only things you cannot have as your big, audacious, hairy goals are things that are physically impossible for you to have. You can't be a unicorn. You can't be a dinosaur. And I cannot be a professional basketball player. Okay, I'm 5'3" and shrinking and have bad knees. So that's not going to be mine. But other than that, anything, ladies, anything. Okay, so next, let's talk about, I'm already turning the page. Okay, so remember we said, if I only had more time, more money, more dreams. No one is handing those things out. You have to earn those things. How do you earn them? What is the price? What is the price? The price is discomfort and fear. Discomfort and fear. So what you've done is you've created this little wall around your life, You have erroneously thought that if you never suffered discomfort or fear, your life would just be amazing, except that everything you want that you don't currently have is on the other side of that comfort zone that you built. And you have to pass through the discomfort and fear. Rosianne said she didn't want to sell anything. Guess what? Rosianne last year, actually, I think for 5 years running, has completed Mary Kay's National Court of Sales, which less than 5% of 1 million people do every year. The girl who was like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. But guess what? She had dreams and plans, and she had to push through that. And she did. That was her fear and discomfort that she overcame. Did she say 5 free cars? 5 free vehicles over the last 10 years that she has provided for her family. 5. I have never had a car payment in my adult life. Mary Kay has provided me every 2 years with a free vehicle because I was willing to push through discomfort and fear. All right. Now, this is where focus comes into play because nothing kills. So fear will kill a dream way more often than failure. Fear will kill a dream way more often than failure. And if we kill the dream, then we lose the focus. So we have to have the dream. We have to get over the fear and discomfort so that then we can follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. A lot of times, this is not even on my paper. I feel like somebody here needs to hear this. It came into my mind. A lot of times we are looking for something. We even know what we're looking for. We're looking for, I need more time with my family, but I can't sacrifice my income. I've got to find a way to make income on a more flexible schedule. Or I need money for my aging parents. Like I'm going to have to move them in with me. I need a different house. We know exactly what we need. And then an opportunity like this, like we're presenting to you, will come before you. And because it will involve fear and discomfort, you are blind to the fact that this is the thing that has been put before you to help you attain the things outside of your comfort zone. And you will never see solutions when you are blinded by fear. You will never see them. All the solutions involve doing something different than you're currently doing to get something different than you currently have. And to do that, you must pass through fear and discomfort. So once we have done that, we can hone in on our focus. All right, so a couple of things that help you with your focus. You've heard this before. Posters. I never like to, they say trash your house, but I'm a very particular decorator and I never liked to trash my house. So I found beautiful posters of places I wanted to go, or I made beautiful tracking posters and I put them in really pretty frames and I hung them in my office. And then I didn't mind tacking up a picture on my bedroom mirror, and I didn't mind tacking up a picture on my fridge or on like my bathroom mirror, because you know, those weren't like high impact places. So you can figure it out, but put your goal where you walk by it and you are reminded every day, because you are, the natural person in you is not going to want to push through that comfort zone. And if you can hide the goal that you set from view, then you don't have to think about growing and having fear, right? You don't have to think about it. Put it everywhere. Also, have you guys heard of talismans? These are my favorite things, So this is a talisman right here. Okay. These are, I had a dream to travel to London. It was my life's dream. First place internationally I ever went. And what we have here is, this is the iconic Big Ben, the London Tower, the London Tower Bridge, and the London Eye. Okay. This isn't exactly the location that they are in London, but look at this cute little thing. Okay, so I bought this before I went because I wanted to look at this. I wanted to touch it. I wanted to hold it. I wanted to think about going on the London Eye. I wanted to go up into Big Ben. I wanted to walk across that Tower Bridge and maybe get a picture of a big red bus going across it, which I did. Best picture ever. I like it better than any picture I've seen online of that. I should sell that. Seriously, that was a good picture. And so this is a talisman. You touch it every day. You look at it. You hold it. Here's another one. You recognize this right here? So everybody knows this is Venice, right? This is Venice with its famed bridge. And after I went to London, my husband asked me if I would like to take him on a trip to Venice and Rome and Milan. But I was most excited about Venice. So cute little picture that I can just hold and look at and think about daily. My trip. Yes, we went. Yes, we went on that trip. My husband's a school teacher. That's why he had to ask me if I would take him. He's a 9-to-5er on a fixed income. So he doesn't have the privilege unless he wants to dream and make plans about earning extra money for things. So we've given me that job. He's still in his infancy state of learning how to push out of his comfort zone, and that's okay. A couple of things I really like too are, I love this. This is a rock that I saw that I bought that I tried to touch every day. It's actually on an entertainment console that I have to walk by when I go in my room. And I just run my finger over the letters as I go by. I just run over the letters as I walk by. Believe. This is my word for this year. Believe it or not, the year I went to London, my word for the year was focus. And I had a little rock that said focus. This is actually by my bed stand, and I pick this up and I run my fingers over it also, and I hold it for a second. When I get up in the morning, because it reminds me of my dream and to dream, and when I go to bed at night, I hold it for a second. I need to go back to that dream multiple times a day, especially the big, audacious, hairy ones that can be so scary, right? So those are talismans. And then I had one, I couldn't find it because I've achieved it. So I haven't worried about keeping track of it. I had one that was a little London Bobby, like the policemen, how they have those round hats that come down like this. I found one made out of pewter online. So I bought it and I used to hold that. And then I ran across one of those men outside Westminster Palace, and he took a picture with me. I actually got to see that in real life. I don't think he was supposed to, but I just went up to him and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you look so sharp in your hat. I've been dreaming about seeing somebody in a hat like that for 2 years. Can I get a picture? I just want to show everybody I made it." And British people are very reserved. Oh my gosh, you guys, when I get excited, do you see the veins popping out in my forehead? That's how you know, like, I'm super passionate about what I'm talking about. So sorry if that just looks so weird to me on camera. I'm like, whoa, girl, I'm going to like hurt myself here. I'm so excited. So yeah, so they're very reserved, but he looked over at his supervisor, and his supervisor was like, just a little nod, like, and I can't remember what he said. Like, it was a little British phrase, but oh, it was so amazing. Took a picture, put it on Facebook immediately and said, "I made it, guys. I made it." My mother goes, "Who's that strange man that you're taking a picture with? Why are you taking a picture with the strange man?" This is my 80-something-year-old mother who just didn't understand how Facebook worked. She thought like I literally was like, I don't know. She was concerned. Anyway, yeah. Now I'm just gabbing. But that, I was emotional seeing him, because do you see how I orchestrated all of that? I dreamt it. I thought of it. I focused on it. I had my little talisman. And then God is so good, or the universe is so good, that it brought that thing to me and said, "Oh, this should be fun for her. This should be amazing for her." Right? So that was how I use the little talismans. If you would like to get some right now. Do something. Take the next step towards your dream. Okay, checking the clock. Look. Focus comes in. You can figure it out. Okay, let's talk about your daily focus, what that looks like. All right. Trip to London. Love talking about this. This is when I really honed in on focus to help me achieve my dream. So I knew that it was going to take, the first thing I did was went straight to my husband and said, "If I take you to London, like, when would you go with me? What exact dates?" He gave me the dates he was available. I was too nervous to set it for 12 months out. So I set it for 24 months out. And literally, ladies, it took me a year talking about it and looking things up and pricing it out before I even started really working on it, because I had to break through the comfort zone. I had to break through and just believe that I could do it. And it took me a whole year, and who cares? Because how many of us are still talking 5, 10, 15 years later about the things we shoulda, woulda, coulda, gonna do, right? Right? So who cares if it took me 12 measly months to start working on it? So I figured out that I would need X amount of money, extra beyond what I was already doing in my business. Then I figured out how many parties I would have to hold to make that money. Now, I've been doing Mary Kay for over a quarter of a century. I know exactly what I need to do to make the money that I need to make. I know exactly what you need to do. And that's called coaching. So you tell me your dream, I coach you through it. And then you can be accountable to me. We can be power partners. Do you know why Rosianne got to work? She wanted to adopt a baby. Remember the infertility issues? And she didn't have the money to do it. She came to me and said, "I need to make $10,000. I was like, "By when?" Because that's the deadline, right? And then I laid out a plan for her. I said, "Take this to Pete." Rosianne and Pete are one. Like, they run everything by each other. Now, me, I tell my husband what I'm going to do or what I have done. So I usually keep him in the loop, but I have a very different kind of relationship, right? So I knew that she would want him to be 100% involved. So I said, "Take this to Pete and see if this plan, if he's on board," because you cannot work against a husband. You can't. And he was totally on board. We earned $10,000 the month we earned it. Rosianne got pregnant, you guys. Just the most beautiful thing ever. And so it's like when we said, what if Ireland isn't open? Was Rosianne sad that she had earned $10,000 for nothing? Did she call everybody that had bought product from her and refund all her money? You know, did she get a black mark on her name because she got pregnant and wasn't able to continue with her goal? No. She took her husband on a cruise. She paid cash for her baby, you know, your 10, 20%, and put the rest into savings for future dreams, endeavors, and emergencies. Huge chunk just went into her savings. And she's gone on to have 2 more children. She has 3 children. So that's what got us going. That's what got us going, is her big, audacious, hairy goal of $10,000 to adopt a baby. And then, did she quit? No. She was like, you know what? I could take 12 people to the Philippines. I could take 12 people to the Philippines. She's just about done earning the money for that. Just about done. That has been her big, audacious, hairy goal that she's gone. So I figured out exactly how many parties, and then I know how many people I have to ask to host a party. I know how many will say no to me. I know that 1 in 3 people will say yes to me. So then all I had to do was figure out how many people I was going to have to ask to get the yeses that I need. I also know how many parties don't hold. Back then it was 50%. Now it's 20 because we're working virtually and they're so much easier to do. No one has to travel anywhere, get babysitters. It's so awesome. But back then it was 50. So I doubled that and then I divided that by 12. And that's how many people I had to ask for a party. Did not need them to say yes. Just ask. Then I divided that by 20 days because I don't like to work Sundays and I always take another day off. Fridays and Sundays I take off. So I work 5 days a week. So that's 20 days out of the month. I took that number, divided it by 20. You guys, I had it. I had my one thing. And then I was like, shoot, it was going to take an extra hour a day. I had to ask 40 people a day. It was going to take an extra hour a day. And I'm a mother of 4. I'm so busy. I was just like, oh, I'm kind of maxed out on time. The only thing I could think of was to get up early. And if you know me, you are laughing. I am the biggest night owl. You call me anytime, ladies. You come over to my house anytime. I am always going to go to bed after you. I always am. That's me. And so I had to get up at 5 a.m. Here's me. Alarm goes off. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And then a little voice would say, that's okay. You can sleep in and not go to London. And I'd be like, I'd sit up in bed and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have this little secret plan. I'm going to London. And I would run up to my loft, sit on my couch and get those done. And then I always had a fun reward for myself. And I had like a little race. I had to have it done by a certain time of day. So got up, did that. And you guys are like, how did you do that at 5 a.m.? I figured it out. I'm not a what if. So I didn't actually contact people. I scheduled messages and voice calls. There is software you can do that. I had to figure that out. When that looked like the only solution, I figured it out because of my focus. When you are not focused, all you think about is all the reasons why you can't do it and why it's not going to work out. And I promise you, what you think about, you bring about. And you will never go anywhere in the flesh that you have not gone in the mind first. In the mind first. So you must plan every little detail of it out. The more detailed, the better. And then just watch. The brain is amazing. This is not on my thing either. And then I'm about ready to close up. But the brain is amazing. I feel like I really want to tell you this. The brain will solve any riddle, puzzle, challenge that you give it. It will solve it. So have you ever been like talking about a person and then you forget their name? You're like, oh shoot, I can't remember her name. Always, 100% of the time, that name will be given to you, but not in the moment, right? It will just randomly come to you. It could be 4 days later, you're driving to McDonald's. Hopefully you're not driving to McDonald's, but but you're driving somewhere and all of a sudden that person's name pops up. Why? Because your brain was bugged. You gave your brain a challenge of remembering that name, and it worked on it. It was working on it. Bam, brought it to you. So you want to travel to Thailand. You need to stay focused on that. You have given your brain a challenge. Don't let up. Give your brain a challenge. And did you guys know that we filter out about 80% of sight, sound, smell? We filter it out. Otherwise, we would go nuts. Kids with autism have sensory issues because their brains don't know how to filter that out. And so they are hearing everything. Once you guys told me you couldn't hear the people outside doing yard work, my brain just completely filtered that out. I did not even think about that until this moment, okay? Because it wasn't relevant anymore. So when you have given your brain this challenge, it starts to make you notice the information, the things, the people, everything you need to bring to pass that dream. It makes you notice those things. You feel as if the universe has been rearranged to drop your dream on you. But actually, your brain opened up your focus to include those things. People will say to me, doesn't Mary Kay just give out pink Cadillacs? You've seen pink Cadillacs driving around. No, most of the free cars in Mary Kay's enormous fleet, 98% of them are not pink Cadillacs. And then I will tell people, they make silver Chevy Malibus. They make black Chevy Colorado trucks. They make black Equinoxes. They make black Traverses. And they make black Camaros. And they make pink Cadillacs. Once I tell people that, they'll text me and go, I saw a silver Mary Kay car on the road. Because as soon as their brain was aware that existed, they noticed it. Okay, so I challenge you, go there in the mind. And list out exactly what you're going to need to bring to yourself to get the thing that you want. Guys, it could be furniture. It could be carpet. If your big, audacious, hairy goal really does feel like recarpeting your house, then that's what it is. And if that super inspires you and the people around you in your current circle of influence, then that's what it is. That's what it is. All right. So if you want to work with Rosianne and I, let me put our cute Rosianne back on the screen. She just looks so beautiful today. And she always just looks so ethereal and angelic and radiant. And she's kind of like that inside too. Okay. So if you want to work with us and get private coaching and mentoring, ladies, if you know me, did you see my post yesterday on Facebook? I detest doing my hair and makeup. I detest it. Okay, it is a chore. But I feel like because I'm in this industry that it is a uniform that I gladly will put on. Do you know why Rosianne and I are still in Mary Kay? Because we still have dreams to obtain. And we are getting a whopping 50% commission on everything we sell. And our dreams take money, do they not? Do our dreams not take money? Yes, they do. Every dream you guys listed will take money, even if you needed it to bless other people, not yourselves. It takes money. And we cannot earn better for our time than 50%. And Mary Kay's commissions for team building are incredible. I was in a different direct sales company, and we took one year, we took inventory of all the people I had ever recruited into Mary Kay. We times that by the amount I would have gotten paid in this other company. And it was $20,000. So over a 20-year period, I would have made $1,000 a month in this other company. And guys, that month in Mary Kay, I made $10,000 for my team building. That 1 month, I made half of what this other company would have paid me in 20 years. There is no other place. If you are willing to be brave and come into a company like this, there is no other place that will compensate you like this. And the environment is so beautiful in this group. It's just an environment of sisterhood, the golden rule, a positive environment and atmosphere, zero drama. Why are we still here? Because we love makeup? No. However, thank goodness Mary Kay's products are very, very high quality, because we don't want to be salespeople. We want to send them out to you and have people put them on and say, I like this. This is good. I want this, because we need the product to sell itself. Rosianne was so timid. She isn't now. She is a confident powerhouse. She still is very demure and proper, but there is nothing timid about her anymore. But when she came in, she needed the product to sell itself, because she was not equipped to be a salesperson. And you know what? Women don't like to be sold to anyway. They want us to help them with their skincare problems and their makeup issues. And they want us to serve them and help them and give them a product that has value to them. And thank goodness Mary Kay does that. But that is so small compared to why we're still here. We have dreams that we still want to achieve, and we need others to rally around us to help us. And Mary Kay is set up so that you cannot get what you want unless you help a whole bunch of people get what they want. We have moved into the position of sales directors. And because Rosianne promoted herself, that promoted me into the position of senior sales director. I am a sales director who is coaching another sales director. Besides my entire group, Rosianne is now in charge of the coaching, teaching, mentoring, and training of her entire group. And sometimes Rosianne reaches up to me if she has a situation or an idea, a situation that is new, or an idea that she wants to run by me. That is how I coach Rosianne. But her influence on me has been so invaluable. So this is why we're here. If you want to work with Rosianne and I and get private coaching and mentoring to build the life of your dreams, to design your life, and you see an opportunity here to create the money that you're going to need, it's going to cost you, are you ready? This is my drum roll. $30. It almost doesn't seem like enough compared to what you get. But guys, Mary Kay has forbidden us, and we wouldn't anyway, forbidden us to charge for our coaching and training. We cannot charge for it. Have you seen? I saw a woman on Facebook who quit Mary Kay before she reached my level that I'm at now. Quit Mary Kay to do private coaching and is making bank. When you could pay $30, come into our group, and we are going to train you and coach you for free with twice the knowledge and heart than all of these trainers on social media for $30. Why? Because we don't need your money to build your dream. We need to help you build your dream, to build our dream. And it's so much more satisfying to be focusing on people and love rather than profit and loss. You really don't stay in a business very long when you are a giving person if your focus is money. If your focus is money. Not to say that Rosianne and I are not paid handsomely, because we are. The more people we reach out to and help, the more Mary Kay pays us. And these checks drop into our bank accounts. And I had a $6,000 recruiting check drop into my bank account. This does not include product I have sold to my customers and hostesses. Drop in there. And I was like, wow, I must have helped a lot of people this month. A lot of people. And you know, you're worth it. But $30 to start an e-commerce business, and you're automatically in. You're in the team, you're in the group, and we give you the best shot at success that we can. It's $130 if you want an actual physical Mary Kay starter kit with some products in it, $400 worth of products for $100. And then your $30 e-commerce business. So 30 or 130. You have blown more than that at the mall in an afternoon. And we're inviting you to come and get your coaching for that. And Mary Kay is going to give you a website where your customers can shop, an online store, and the capability to process credit cards. So you're not just paying somebody for the opportunity to be coached. You're actually getting something for your money. And we're going to coach you for free because that's how we are. So you will shortly see a link to fill out in a subsequent post from where you're watching. You'll see a link to fill out because we are drawing for a coach purse and $40, $50 cash. Sorry, I'm gonna skim 10 off the top because I don't know why. Okay, so a coach purse and $50 cash, that comes from those. You will have 24 hours to go in there and get that link filled out. That proves that you were here. And then we're going to draw from those and we'll post the winner in the group. So be watching for that. If you would like to learn more about Rosianne and I's journey, we have very recently done, Rosianne in the last 12 months and me last month, we have recently had our own professional videos made about more about our story in Mary Kay. So they're a little under 15 minutes, not going to take your whole day, but if you'd like to learn a little bit more about us and about the Mary Kay opportunity, you can get those links from your consultant. You can also post here, you can comment video, and your consultant will see that. And she'll be sure that you get the link out to you so you can watch that. And also, if you would like to meet virtually to get more information, we are happy to answer your questions. Meeting just virtually if you just need more information. So last thing is I would like to take 3 minutes of questions from you. And Rosianne and I will take turns answering them. What is it that you need to know? What is it that you need to know? And it also shows us that you were here so we can get you into the drawing. All right, and I know there's a lag from when I speak and from when they hear it. So let me make sure I've covered everything while you are thinking about what to ask for our last 3 minutes. I don't think so. All right, here's a question. Is there a minimum you have to seek to be active? I'm going to answer this one. I do need to unmute Rosianne, but when I unmute her, we have a weird feedback loop, I feel like. Oh, she's muted. So is there a minimum you have to seek to be active? Okay, in Mary Kay, if you want to remain a Mary Kay consultant, you place one order a year. It needs to be $225 if you're just doing one order a year, $225, and you get to pick out $450 worth of stuff. So you'll be able to take care of all your skincare, makeup, and body care needs for that whole year for a measly $225. So that is, I mean, that's the bare minimum. Rosianne, will you answer this one? Do I have to have inventory?
No, inventory is not required. It's definitely recommended. And you feel more confident as you're selling. But if you decide to have inventory, which is not required, you can decide to have like an arm load or a truckload. It's totally up to you. So you decide the amount if you choose to have inventory.
Excellent. Thank you. Can you hear me twice now?
Okay, I'm here.
Here's our friend Kayla. Kayla, didn't Kayla want to go to Thailand? Come on, Kayla, let's get that. Let's get moving on that, right? Okay. So, okay, anything else that you would like to know before I'm going to read you a little closing thought. Okay. I'll be watching in case another question pops up. But here is my closing thought. I want to make sure I'm not muted. Okay. So you know that cute little, what do you do as my mentor, for instance? Do you help us make it? Oh, absolutely. Look at this. Absolutely. This is why we do Mary Kay. It's what we love so much. So fun. So fun. What do you do as my mentor, for instance? Do you help us make out the plan to achieve the goal? Yeah. We help you pick the goal. We don't pick it, but we ask you questions to get you thinking. So you pick a goal big enough to inspire you. We help you break it down. The thing about Rosianne and I is we are active in our businesses. We work our businesses. As soon as COVID hit, we switched to virtual within days. We were trying virtual. Now we have a year of it under our belt. We know all the averages. We know what you should sell as a new consultant when you're not super great, because there's a learning curve, right? We know what you should sell. We know how many people you have to ask. We know the show up rate. We know all the numbers. That is the knowledge that you get. So what we say will work. And you choose to work with us. We don't hunt you down like a boss, but we open up our calendar to you and you pick your own private mentoring spots. And we just go. Crystal, thank you so much. And this one says, do you have to mentor people to make money, or can you just sell product? Rosianne, will you answer that one?
You bet. Yeah, so we actually make most of our money by selling products. So you can absolutely just focus on selling the product. And we like to keep the product the main focus, because that's how Mary Kay designed it. And yeah, so definitely you can just sell the product. In fact, that's all I wanted to do when I joined. I told Charlotte I'd never be a director. I didn't, I wouldn't turn down a free car, but I didn't really want to mentor people because I didn't feel confident. But as I grew in my confidence, it happened naturally. So, but yes, you can totally just focus on selling the product. That's exactly what I did at the beginning until I felt more confident. You're on mute still.
Most people do just want to sell product. You do not need to mentor other people. The best way of getting back active, Ashley, if you have gone 12 months without ordering, you rejoin for $30. You just rejoin for $30 and you're back in. Or if you have not gone 12 months without ordering, get an order in. Also, make plans. Reach out to your director. Find out when her weekly training meetings are. Guys, we don't just train you about your business and selling product. We train you about life lessons that we have learned along the way. When you're a woman entrepreneur for a decade or more, you're going to have some knowledge that most people never touch in their lifetime. And we impart of that free every single week over Zoom. Okay, so that was a good one. All right, so you guys have heard the little phrase that says she turned her can'ts into cans and her dreams into plans. That's like pretty common. Okay, I love writing and I like making rhymes. And so this morning I thought I would expand on that. I just didn't want to take credit for the first part. So I want to leave you with this thought, okay? She turned her can'ts into cans and her dreams into plans. She turned her plans into goals, and just look at her go. From her goals sprung her action, which created belief. Now she is living the life of her dreams. Okay, so have a blessed weekend. And in the survey that you fill out at the end, you can tell us what you need. You can tell us if you need more information, if you'd like to meet, if you'd like to join our teams. You can tell us if you'd like to watch those videos. Everything that you need to tell us is in that link that you fill out. And from that link, we're going to do our drawings for the person, the cash. Okay, thanks, ladies. Thanks for staying. Love you all. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.